Hey you guys! Today I'm going to show you how I canned a jar of tomato sauce without using a canner or a pot. This was completely experimental for me. I saw it floating around the interwebs and wanted to try for myself to see if it was truly legit. If you were here for our last video, you saw that beautiful rainbow harvest of tomatoes. Some of you were wondering if they actually had flavor. So in this video, I will also cut open those varieties so you can have a closer look, taste test those new varieties that I've never tried before, and let you know exactly what I think about it to just help you, because some of you are thinking about getting some seeds, and I know that it's so helpful to know kind of the flavor profiles of different things, and so hopefully that will help you decide. My name's Taquisha. This is Our Freedom Song, and I am so happy that you're here. So my book of reference is this fall canning and preserving book. It is so good if you don't have something that you use. I love this because I love all the beautiful pictures, and there's so many different recipes that you can use inside of it. The sauce that I'm making today is a marinara sauce. It's not the exact recipe in this book, but I would love to try that. To prepare our homegrown Roma tomatoes, we scored them by making an X on one of the sides, and we just went through the whole bowl and did that. It's supposed to help whenever you pour water on it to then be able to peel back the skins. But listen, let me tell you, if you don't know, frozen tomatoes are the absolute easiest, in my opinion and experience, to de-skin. I love working with the frozen tomatoes. The only thing is you still have to de-seed if you de-seed. I actually don't de-seed these. They barely had seeds inside of them. So these would be great to freeze and then pour hot water on them. And the skins just, I'm telling you, it's like magic. I learned this last year when I was just freezing a whole bunch of tomatoes because we had so many tomatoes. I was just sticking them in the freezer so they wouldn't go bad. And then when I was ready to make some tomato soup, I took them out and poured that hot water on it. And I could not believe how amazing it was to get those skins off. So I would highly recommend freezing if you can. There are also machines that you can get to just like put your tomato in, and it takes the seeds out, it takes the skin off. Like, it's super cool. I don't have one of these, and so this is the manual process of doing it. And I can tell you right now that I don't like pulling these skins off. But for now, this is going to work. I would like to get one of those just to make things kind of go more quickly, especially if you have a large quantity of tomatoes. I could see the benefit in investing in one of those. But since we are highlighting canning tomatoes without using a pot or a canner, I think it's pretty, it just seems right to be picking this by hand, because we're like, okay, if we don't have anything at all, how do we do this just from scratch manually? And this is what it looks like. The longest process really is taking off the skin, but after that, things go by so fast. So the bowl ended up being a little bit over 3 pounds. And what I did was I just put these tomatoes straight in the blender. I didn't core them. I didn't de-seed them. I just popped them straight into the Vitamix and I let the Vitamix do its thing. After the tomatoes were nicely blended, I just put them into a pot and I am going to be adding some salt. I am using canning salt this time. Y'all remember with those green beans, I just used regular salt. We did harvest some basil from outside and I use a salad spinner, y'all, to actually get the basil all nice and dry after washing it. And I love that method. It's a game changer. And yes, I see those skins, y'all. I had little helpers and sometimes, you know, you have to just pivot. I'm going to try to make sure there's no skins inside of the sauce though. I let this sauce just cook down for about 30-45 minutes. And what you see me doing here is I am adding citric acid to the jar before I'm adding the sauce. My measurement for how I decided how much citric acid to actually use in the recipe came from that Ball book. Like that is such a good resource, like I was saying, and I am only doing one jar. So that is why I added a half a tablespoon. I also want to say that the 3 pounds was almost right on the money, y'all, as far as for filling up only one of these quart jars, which was so good because, like I said, it's an experiment. And so I didn't want to do a big batch of tomato sauce using this no canner, no pot method. I wanted it to be a small amount and it pretty. Okay, so this is the part. This is the difference right here. All you're supposed to do is fill up your hot jar with your hot sauce and you are going to flip it over and leave it there overnight, 12 to 24 hours. And that's what you're seeing right here. It's been there overnight. I'm checking it out, seeing if I actually have a seal. And this jar was completely sealed perfectly. I definitely want to hear down below if you've ever heard of a method like this, tried anything like this. Let us know down in those comments. So before we head into this taste test, y'all, I have some good news that could have been really bad news. I came outside just on a whim because we were going to be leaving home for a couple days and I wanted to come outside and actually harvest the peppers because I did not want the peppers to get damaged or get just overripe. And we came outside and the cantaloupes had fallen onto the ground and into the bed, y'all, which was so crazy because if I didn't do just that last minute, it was right before we were leaving, just that last minute harvest. I was in the garden the day before this. And so I was so thankful. I was so very thankful that we came out here. You guys know that I was also waiting to harvest the white eggplant because I didn't know when I'm supposed to harvest it. It's been so wonderful watching it grow, but I've just been like, oh my goodness, does anybody know when this is supposed to be harvested? It started to turn yellow. So I went ahead and did the harvest on that. If you have tried the Casper eggplant, please tell me what your favorite way to prep it is because I cannot wait. I don't like eggplant, but I'm so excited about this one. And I finally harvested some okra, y'all, to make my okra water. I am definitely going to keep you posted on that one because I might have to mix that with some fruit. I'm thinking it won't taste slimy if it's like some frozen mango or some banana, because you know banana is kind of slimy anyway. I mean, to me it is inside of smoothies. And so I'm thinking if I just mix it with some other fruits, it's really not going to be as bad as it seems. This is the first year that we have actually grown these size peppers. Like they are so big. They look like grocery store peppers. And I was just completely blown away. But we did have a really good start to our pepper season, y'all. Oh, it did my heart so good. Once we had those aphids, we sprayed those down with neem oil, and I didn't have any other issues. We did have ladybugs in the garden this year organically. Like, I didn't buy any this year. Last year I did, and they work. And so I would recommend that. Like, if you are just having an aphid issue, I sprayed them down with neem oil. Like I said, this is the first time I've done anything like that as far as trying to use the neem oil, but it really worked. And these peppers were just so healthy. I was really proud of them. I know what it tastes like. I think attempting to grow food and growing food and using what you grow to feed you and your family should be something that you should be so proud of, y'all. Like, it makes me feel so good because I know that it was not the easiest thing to do. It wasn't necessarily even the cheapest thing to do. Like, it's not free to grow food, but as you go along and you start to save your seeds, then it gets, more and more affordable because you are building what you need to grow. That's why it's cool to like do things like this where you can actually taste different varieties and know what you want to grow going forward. And so I know that there are specific varieties that I'm definitely going to grow again, and some that I won't waste my time growing. But this makes me so happy, y'all. And I am happy to announce, y'all, that this cantaloupe was definitely a lot sweeter than it was before. Okay, so first up is this lithium tomato. I want to first cut into the tomato so that you can experience what it looks like in the inside. This tomato is so beautiful. It's the most visually stunning to me. Like, I love the way that this tomato looks. Next up is that great white purple tomato. I absolutely love that beautiful contrast between that dark purple crown and it's kind of like a yellow lime color. It's just stunning. Next, we are cutting into the amethyst jewel tomato. Such a cool name. This is what it looks like in the inside. In reality, it's a pale reddish color. Next, we have our beautiful orange colored tomato. The name of this tomato is Carolina Gold. It has a nice peachy color. I just love those oranges. So now I'm gonna let you listen in live to the taste test. If you are sensitive to people chewing, listen, just skip this part. Just skip this part, please. And I'm gonna taste it. So I feel like that tastes very tomato-like. To me, that tastes like a red tomato. Okay, so now I'm gonna taste the lithium tomato. And we'll see what this tastes like. This is so pretty. I feel like this is gonna taste good because it looks like my other favorite tomato, which is, well, I say other. It looks just like almost like this, which reminds me of a jelly bean. Honestly, this is so good. This is the artesian bumblebee.
Artesian?
So good.
Oh.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to taste this lithium. I like the way that tastes. It's not like super tart like the artesian bumblebee, and it's not really sweet, but it doesn't taste like a red tomato. Let's taste this one. This one is called the Great White Purple. And I've never eaten a tomato. I imagine it's gonna taste kind of like a green tomato. Let's see. It does. So it does have a tartness, and it does kind of remind me of a green tomato. Like the texture is very firm as well, which I like. I like the firm tomato, so I like that one. Okay, so the last one that I'm going to try is going to be the Carolina Gold, baby. Carolina Gold. I feel like it should taste really good. It doesn't taste like a red tomato.
What is that supposed to mean?
When I have a red tomato, I know it's a red tomato. I don't know why. Okay. So, none of them taste exotic. I'd say that. These are the reason why I'm putting these up against each other, because these are all the slicers. They're all baked tomatoes, slicers. You know what? And then the thing is too, because I was going to say, what's my favorite? If I was just going to just bite a tomato and eat it, I would probably pick either the lithium or this great white purple, just because of the texture. It's more of a firm tomato, and so I could bite that, eat it, and feel like yum. Like I wouldn't have granules in my mouth, granules of tomato. You know, like the red tomatoes. So if I was gonna put it on a sandwich, I would pick one of these. It's not like I dislike this. I just think it just tastes, for it to be like a specialty tomato. And then two, maybe it just needs to get more right, because this is actually supposed to, the whole top turns purple. But I couldn't imagine it, because it's not like super firm, like it's ready. So I couldn't imagine leaving it to get any softer than this. Overall, they're all good tomatoes. I would definitely, like I said, these two would be my favorites. And then this one, I was just expecting it to have some type of like different type of flavor or sweet. Because when I like these little orange ones, it's like sweet. None of these are sweet. I'll tell you what the sweetest one in this bucket is. Have you tasted this yellow one? It's really good.
I just tasted it. It kind of looks like a lemon.
It does. So this is called Berry's Crazy Cherry. That's a good one. But the best one in this thing is called the Isis Candy. And it's right there. It is the sweetest tomato I've ever eaten. It does taste like candy. This is so good. Oh, I forgot about Atomic. I have to try this one. This one's called Brad's Atomic Grape. It looks so pretty, right? I forgot to try this one. This one is called Brad's Atomic Grape.
Reminds me of an olive.
Okay, I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut it. It actually looks like a grape in the inside.
Oh, that's like that pretty olive green.
Okay, so I'm going to taste this one. This actually tastes really good. Like it actually does. Like, I'm such a fan of grape tomatoes or small tomatoes. This one's a good. This one's a keeper, I think. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in the garden and in the kitchen today. I appreciate each and every one of you. I cannot wait to hear from you. And again, I'm so sorry about the smacking. I was very close to the phone. So forgive me and come and tell me all about it down in those comments, y'all. Until next time, my friends.